Dear Mary, something I've realized that I'm really good at is being a morning person. So I'm gonna share some tips. For me, being a morning person just has an overall positive outlook on my life because this morning, for example, I got up right away and I set to work on my homework right away, and I got a lot of stuff done and I was very productive. My first class today isn't even until 12:30, so I didn't have to get out of bed until like 11, but I did, and I got to work and I started to burn out around 2 or 3, which is pretty typical of me, at least mind-wise. It's really good to have all that time in the morning to get things done before I get tired, and that way I'm not having to do homework when I'm like, I just want to go to bed, you know? One thing is to think about whether or not you need to take time. I know you like to slowly wake up, and I know you like to have that time in the morning to drink your cup of tea, whereas I like to sleep in as much as possible and wake up at like essentially the last minute, so I just have to get up and get dressed as fast as possible. I can be out the door. I think that there's two types of people. The people that they're happier in the morning if they wake up a little bit earlier and take that longer time to get ready. And then the people who like their extra 10 minutes of sleep, so they just get up and get ready and then they're out the door. The thing about mornings though is that it all starts the night before. It's always a good idea to prep your breakfast or prepare your coffee. I like to, put my coffee in the thing and the water, so when I wake up I just press the button. My parents have a really nice coffee maker that programs, so it just automatically turns on, so it's ready when they get downstairs. I like to set out my clothes beforehand. I personally like to have my room clean in the morning, especially my dishes. I do not like to wake up to dirty dishes, so I always make sure my dishes are done before going to bed. Speaking of going to bed, go to bed at a reasonable time and at the same time every day, and wake up at the same time every day. Getting your body in that schedule makes it a lot easier to get up. I don't really need my alarm clock because I wake up at the same time every day, and it's fairly easy for me to get out of bed because my body is awake at that time. If you're waking up pretty late and you want to wake up earlier, you don't have to necessarily go from waking up at 10 to waking up at 6. You can adjust your alarm by like 15 minutes every day. Just slowly work your way to the early morning. Don't use the snooze. The snooze, I don't even know where snooze came from. It's stupid and it's ridiculous. I actually didn't even know what the snooze button was until I was a senior in high school. Had no idea what it did. I have roomed with a couple people who likes to set their alarm for 6 and then they hit snooze every 15 minutes until 8. And so for them, that 2 hours of sleep, that's not really sleep. That's a succession of naps, which does nothing for you because you never enter REM sleep, so those last 2 hours of sleep are doing nothing for you. You know when you're gonna get up. Don't lie to yourself and hit snooze a bunch of times. Just set your alarm for when you're gonna get up and then get up at that time. A lot of people don't like to leave themselves any choice. They set their alarm on the other side of the room, so they have to actually get out of bed in order to hit it. I heard the tip of drinking a glass of water before bed, so when you wake up, you have to pee. After you do get out of bed, make your bed, so then you're less likely to get back in it. My next tip is to engage with the world. Actually wake yourself up. So it's really easy to go through your morning routine in a daze, and then you're just groggy and like, So wake up. Make a playlist, sing it out loud. I heard the tip, I haven't tried this yet, I want to though, it's to read something out loud. I think this would work with singing if you want to sing along to your wake up playlist. I know when I sleep over at your house, I wake up and you hate this, but I start talking to you, and it makes me wake up a lot faster when I have someone to talk to about something, because then I get excited. Reading something out loud can kind of mimic that engagement with another person. Also, open your windows and let the sunshine in. Probably my most important tip is to have a reason to get out of bed every morning. This could be something like coffee. Sometimes I get really excited about coffee in the morning because it's nice. Or your breakfast. Eating a big breakfast will also give you energy, but it gives you something to look forward to. Before you get out of bed, think of at least one good thing about your life, and I guarantee you there is at least one good thing about your life. If you really think that your life is crappy, then amp up the number of positive things that you have to think about in the morning. Puppies, I'm gonna throw that out there. Also, another thing could be a to-do list, which for some people this might give you dread, so it might not work. My last tip is what I would probably say the second most important tip that I have. It's to romanticize your morning. A lot of people just view mornings as this negative, bad thing, and it's not. It's just a time of day. It's just another moment for you to live. Picture this hipster picture, like literal, like you've seen those pictures of a girl sitting in a big jumper with her coffee mug, her steaming coffee mug, gazing out into the rainy morning. That's kind of how I like to romanticize my morning. Try to think of your mornings as a more positive thing. Enjoy the little things. Coffee is in my opinion, the greatest thing about the morning. I like to do yoga in the morning and feel like a cool who does yoga in the morning. Sincerely, Sophistication.